Please welcome Senior Director of Government Services at Cisco, Mike Yonkers.
Morning. Are we going to sit down or stand up? Or?
I'm standing, but
right.
you do you.
It's your show. I'm honored to be here with you today.
It's not my show. It's actually your show. And you want to stand, hop.
I do not want to hop. Thank you. I certainly don't want to dance. So
do a little.
I used to play the drums, and I used to be able to do that sort of thing, but I can't do that anymore. But I do have a question for you, and you've kind of started talking through that already this morning. I work in the government solutions part of Cisco, and I'm fascinated by this kind of government to commercial, commercial to government. I have some history previously with In-Q-Tel, and I read Sham's blogs this past weekend about Palantir government web services, and that's what's enabling what we're working for inside of Cisco. But the thing I'm fascinated by, I'm just fascinated by the company in general. The people here are unbelievable. And I've watched a lot of companies try to bring technology that was built for the government to commercial, and a lot of companies try to bring commercial technology to the government. And I've seen very few companies succeed, and it feels like you guys are succeeding in doing that. I'm curious, like, what's the secret? Like, how are you able to do this when so many other companies fail at that?
Well, I appreciate the question. Just to be fair, somewhat fair to us, or not to make, a lot of companies succeeded at this. It's just they haven't succeeded in the last 50 years. Okay. So a lot of the innovation, one of the reasons America was less divided in the past was that you had tech companies that dedicated themselves to building products for the government that then repurposed them for commercial. So then a reframing the question would be like, why did that stop, and why are we able to do it? And I mean, arguably, we're even succeeding more in commercial than we are anywhere else. Well, first of all, we do attract and retain the very best people in the world. And we do that by, I mean, it sounds corny, but we are a believer culture, and that believer culture allows us to unify under a belief, which, by the way, does exclude people. Like, if you don't think the U.S. government should have the best software in the world, if you're uncomfortable with the fact that we supply our software to the battlefield in the U.S. and to allies, we respectfully ask you not to join Palantir. By the way, not in like you're an idiot. It's just we have this belief structure. That belief structure allows us to get people. It's like one of these things where the narrowing of the selection leads to a broader ability to deal with different kinds of difficult people. You may know from your organizations, many of the most talented people in the world have one thing in common: they're very difficult. And so, and then that belief. By the way, obviously, we're not like, it varies day to day, and God knows I get most frustrated by the people I believe in when I feel like, but that, and then I think the secret is, if you are really doing something because you believe in it, you are often solving the problem that the customer, call this clandestine services in America or the DoD or somebody. It's not the problem they want to pay you to build. It's the problem you believe they need to solve. And that's a subtle difference. And giving them a solution, which unfortunately in our culture is often a long services program, where the person being paid absorbs no risk, which is one of the reasons why these things often don't work at a cost that's crazy. But the customer is getting what they want. What we're doing is going to a very different level of abstraction and saying, but what is the question that they are asking that's technical? What will be the question that you should be asking tomorrow, the next day, in 1,000 days? And can we build something at that level of abstraction? The negative version that we have internally is, since we know that in the beginning we were very unpopular, it's like, how good can the product has to be good enough that even though we're the least popular people in the room, they're still going to buy it. And that's very deep in our DNA. Like, our ugly duckling DNA, it's like a real thing. We believe, now we're not the ugly ducklings anymore, but don't tell us that. Certainly don't tell our people that. Like, we need to build products, ugly duckling products, meaning you're going to buy this product despite the fact you do not enjoy being in the room with us, because it will save your life. That is, and if you build products like that, and then I'll tell you on the commercial thing, I think what is really resonating, like if you talk to people here, you know, of course, we're a commercial company, you're a commercial company. There are always misalignments. We're much less misaligned with you than I believe any other company you'll ever interact with, because in the end, we want to deliver things that work, because we know that that's how we survive. And then because we were so bereft of common sense, we have not played by the, like, there's a playbook on how you build these companies. And it's like, build thin technology, hire thick sales force, hire CEO that Wall Street loves. Okay. Our product, that doesn't look, that's not us. Right. So everybody, but that's the playbook you play. Everybody, like you go to a venture or any, that's the playbook. So everybody has this one playbook. We have another playbook. And our playbook, it's really hard to get to work. But when it does work, you end up with super loyal reference customers and partners, and they run around saying, yeah, okay, the first meeting may be weird, but you'll see. And then America is also shifted. Like, we're not that outside the norm anymore. But I think that's how we did it. And for us, you know, now I'm very focused on empowering the younger people at Palantir. Yeah. I like, and getting them on the forefront, getting their comp structure and other things to work for them, rebuilding the company it slightly has to be a different company in an LLM AI world. But we must build products that transform the institutions we work with, where we're fully aligned with you succeeding. Yeah. But like in private, if you taped a conversation with us, what you would find is, sure, we have frustrations with X, Y, just like you do.
Sure.
Probably.
Yeah.
But
the world's an imperfect place.
Yeah, you're not going to find conversations where we're like, oh, what is this thin bullshit piece of product that we can get a salesperson to buy over a steak dinner that they're going to hate? It's not going to work, and it's going to boost our market cap because our CEO is really good at hanging out with analysts. And the analysts believe something they read at Harvard Business School 50 years ago that no one believes except for them. And you know, and then we don't do that. And if you want that, you go somewhere else, and there's lots of opportunity for that, and that's just not who we are. Yeah.
Well, thank you. You said this in my first conference that I was here, and you said iterate with a partner that you can trust, and we trust Palantir, and it's awesome to work with you guys. So I appreciate the spirit and the answer to that question. So thank you.